Hello, this is Mr. Stansbury. I'm going to take you through the notes on areas of triangles. At the end of this, you should be able to say, I can solve problems using the areas of triangles and composite figures. Okay, so first thing, area of a triangle. Hopefully you remember this from before, previous years. Area is 1/2 base times height. Okay, so in this triangle here, the base is 11 and the height is 9. This 10 is not really doing anything for us except for maybe to help us figure out what that height is. So area of this thing here is going to be 1/2 of 11 times not 10 but 11 times 9, right? So then when we go through and we calculate that out, half of 11 times 9, that's half of 99, which is going to be 49.9 square centimeters is the area of this triangle here. Okay? Let's find the areas of these triangles. So this is going to be area is 1/2 of 5 times 2, because that's the base and that's the height. Okay, so that's going to be half of 10, which is 5, and then that's feet squared. Okay, all right, this one here, these are all in feet here. So this one here, what we want to try to do, since this is an isosceles triangle, we've dealt with stuff like this before. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop this altitude straight down, make it into a right triangle here. And we just took this side here and cut it exactly in half. So this is 1, this is 4, and we need to figure out what this h height is, right? So we'll do a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Let's call our a 1. Our b is going to be h, because the side across from the right angle is always the hypotenuse, which in this case is 4. So we get 1 plus h squared equals 16. Subtract 1 from both sides, and we get that h squared is 15. Square root both of those, and that will tell us what the height is. So we do the square root of 15, and that gives us 3.87, so let's call that 3.9. So then now the area of this triangle here is going to be 1/2 of 2 times 3.9. Okay, really this 1/2 and this 2 turns into 1, so our area is simply going to be 3.9 feet squared. Okay, this one here, I saw isosceles triangle, but actually it's equilateral triangle as well. But if we just treat it like an isosceles triangle, just like the one before, we're going to be in the same shape here. So this is 3. There's our height, so we do the same thing. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. The hypotenuse here is the 6. And then we'll call this, say, h squared plus 3 squared equals 6 squared. So h squared plus 9 equals 36. Subtract 9 from both sides. H squared equals 27, right? And then now we square root both of those, and that will tell us what this height right here is. So we take the square root of 27, and it gives us 3 root 3, which isn't super helpful, but 5.196 or 5.2 is going to be our height. Okay, so now that we know the height is 5.2, now we got to plug this into our area formula. So area of this entire base here is 6. Oops, we got to do the 1/2 of 6 times the height, which is 5.2, right? So the area is 1/2 of 6 times 5.2. You know what, we can do this. Let's do that. I'm going to show you a little bit easier way to do this. Half of 6 is 3, so the area is going to be 3 times 5.2, right? So 3 times 5.2, let's just bring our calculator up and make our life easy. So 3 times 5.2 is going to give us 15.6. So the area is 15.6 feet squared for this. Okay. All right, we got one last example, but before we do that, let's take a little comedy break.
got that one.
All right. Okay, find the area of the triangle with the coordinates, so forth and so on. So let's find the area of that thing. First, let's plot these points. So -3, -1 is A. B is 5, -1. That's B. And then C is -1 and 4. So there's C. So now we have this beloved triangle here. Right? So find the area of the triangle. All right. So nice part about putting it on a grid like this here is we can actually count what the base is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that base is 8. So area is going to be 1/2 of 8 times, and then the height here. Look, let's just count down from C straight down. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units down. So 1/2 of 8 times 5. So 8 times 5 is 40. Half of 40 is 20. So it's 20, and it doesn't give us the units, so we'll just do units squared would be the area of this here. Okay, and just as a little side note, if you were to go through and count these all up, which I'm going to pause and kind of show you here, and then we can add them all up, it actually is going to show you that there should be 20 little square units here. Let's see if I can show you how that works. So here's 12 that are all their own full units, okay? And then now I'm going to match up some other ones with others, all right? Okay, I know it's not easy to see, but basically just linked up all the rest of these here. So this one here and this one here should add up to 13. And then 14 would be this area here plus this little sliver right here. 13 is just that little teeny sliver right there, not this part out there. Let's see, 15 is this purple piece here with this little purple piece. Put those together and that makes a square. Let's see, 16 is this big piece here, and then this just this little piece right in there. Those two together, that's not exact, but it's pretty close. Let's see, 17 would be this piece and this piece right here put together. 18 would be this piece and this piece put together. And 19 is this piece and then this little smaller piece in there. Again, I know it's not quite perfect, but it should work out okay. And then 20 is this piece and this piece put together. So that's our 20 square units. All right. Okay, that's all we have for areas of triangles. If you have any further questions, please feel free to ask. Thanks.